Hi everybody, I'm Candice Dupree. I'm from Interactive AV Solutions. We are the exclusive distributor for Clever Touch Technologies. And today I thought I'd do a quick tip and trick for all our math teachers out there. So first of all, just a reminder, I am going to be using some of our Clever content. So to get to your Clever content, you would go into your hamburger menu, into options. Just a reminder, make sure all your toggles are to the right. Then you would simply go and add your extra content folder. So by selecting this content folder, you would then go and select it and add it in. Now, if you haven't already downloaded the Clever content, you will find this on our Google Drive. Simply go and select Clever content and download the file. Now, moving on to our maths. So I will simply go and create a new page. Right, once I've got my page open, I will go to my show content. In show content, I will then go to my browse section. Right, now you will see I've got a number of subjects here. Simply click on your maths. I'm first going to bring in a background, so you could choose your background. I'm simply going to bring in my blocks. Now, depending on the size or the age of the student, you could either make these bigger or smaller. Right, so I'm happy with those. Moving to my maths, I can now simply just drag and drop all my maths tools. Right, so now you can either make that bigger, smaller. Now using your protractor, if that's the angle I wanted to measure, simply drag your red little circle, stamp it, and then you could just move your protractor away. Now, selecting your measurement, what you could do is either say I want percentages, degrees, whatever the case may be. You can also then change the color as well as the thickness, and of course you can then measure either the interior or exterior angle. Now the same applies for your protractor, your compass. You could either make it bigger or smaller, rotate it. You will see this will also change your measurement once you are happy. Hold on to your pen and you can simply drag around till you get the angle you want. Now if you select it again, right, you will see you've got different options. Again, you can change the thickness, change the color. I can fill it. I can also decide what do we want to show. Percentages, maybe just degrees. Maybe we just want the angle, whatever the case is. Do we want it as a pi or an R? And so you can then change that, right? For our younger students, or if you were teaching probability, the older students, you could bring in your dice. Simply click on the button to add your dice or change the numbers, and just by clicking on the blue, you can then obviously change the numbers that appear. Again, we have our clocks, so really great if you're the younger kids teaching time, or for the older kids, especially in assessments or tests, you could then go and change it. So if I go here, I could change it between an analog or a digital, and then I can go and set my timer. And of course, do I want it to be a timer, a stopwatch, or a clock? So those are the very basic maths tools that are available offline in Lynx Whiteboard software. Now, moving on, if I go and add a page, remember your add a page is the little highlighted button. Of course, if you're using the latest one, those icons will be in your page menu. Now, just going and adding that, what I'm able to do is then go and create my fractions. So again, if I go to go to my insert icon, go to insert shape. Let's work with our circle. Simply drag and drop to get to your shape. Then, while I have my shape now, go to your little paint bucket, which is our edit icon. Click on our little cropping tool and you will see you get shape split. Click on your shape split. Now if I hold my circle, I can now rotate to get the number of pieces or the fraction that I would like to share. Right, so let's stick to that. Now what I'm able to do individually, I can go and change the colors. Right, I can also decide, do I want them to show maybe degrees, maybe the angle, for example. And that's how easy it is to now go and create your fractions. Last but not least, we will look at graphs. So if I add a new page again, this is where my clever content comes in. So I will click on my clever content, and in here I now have my maths. Go to my maths. Of course, I've got 2D shapes, 3D shapes, whatever the cases that you like to bring in. For the younger ones, if you're teaching numicons, counters, but we're going to stick to graphs now. So if I click on graphs, right, I can now just go back into my edit backgrounds. Again, in my insert, edit background, I can now drag and drop my graph. So there you will see I have now brought in my graph. If I am happy with that, of course, you can adjust your size. If I'm happy with that, I click on the little mark. Right, now from here, I can go and take my my curve pens. Again, select on your different pens, go to curve, and what you can do now is draw the line wherever you would like your graph to come through. Simply then go and pick up your selection tool, select that, and now you can just drag and drop to where you would like this. So let's say our graph would like that way. Using your text pen, you can then go and insert the equation. So y equals mc, for example. Just excuse my equations, but hopefully you get the idea. What you also now able to do is go and insert your shape again. So you can want it, if you wanted to make that a, simply insert your shape, select, and you could then type a, you could then type a in there, and the same would apply then for your other one. So if I just wanted to go and clone that and then move that out the way, right, I can then go and edit that to be. Right, so those are a few tips and tricks using our basic maths tools in Lynx Whiteboard.